Hello everyone and welcome to the Yoshi Cast. I'm Yoshi. Today is Tuesday, August 28th, 2018, and this is episode 15 of Bag and Board. Yoshi! Thanks for joining me everybody this week as we go over the books I picked up from my comic book store to bag and board with everyone. And I've got one book I want to review with you, and that is Bone Parish from Boom Studios. This was an interesting book. I saw this on the recent book rack. It wasn't on new this week. It's a couple weeks old, but the cover caught my eye, and I wanted to check it out. And I had heard some nice things about the book, so I wanted to give it a shot since nothing else on the racks were getting my attention this week. So we're just going to dive in and go over this book. It starts off with this kid in the street singing a rock song. And it's interesting. It's just a closing up. It's just the panels get closer and closer as he's singing his head off. You notice people are observing him, and then you see some white stuff on his nose. Clearly, he's on some drugs, is what it is. And then we cut to this page of a rock concert. This particular guy is singing the same lyrics that the guy on the street is, and it just alternates panel after panel between the guy on the street and the guy at the rock concert. It's very, very... You're already left guessing at the start of this book, what's going on. Not really lost, but guessing. And people start talking here like we should have taken him home before he'd taken the drugs, but nobody seems to mind. He's actually doing a good job singing. Then we cut into the drug dealer, a drug dealer, I should say, of this stuff, which they call Ash. It's a very important name. Remember that name, Ash. He finds these kids come up to him who want to buy some, and he's very cautious when he sells it to them. You know, it's very expensive. That doesn't turn the kids off. You have to use a little when you start out. You don't just go crazy with this stuff. That doesn't scare the kids off. So he also says no two people go on the same high or have the same trip from Ash, and that doesn't scare him off. So he sells them the drugs, and that was a very key thing to know about this book right then and there. No two people have the same trip or the same experience from Ash, and you realize that the guy at the beginning of the book was actually thought he was a whole nother person, a rock star in front of a concert, living this life. That was his trip. The middle of this book, you get introduced to a family who has created Ash, and they're the ones that they're the ones who make it. They're the ones who sell it, and people are starting to get interested. You also realize that Ash is coming from the bones of dead people. There's a whole section in this book where they're digging up people from the grave, specific people, celebrities, rock stars, very, very specific. You're starting to realize this is a designer drug. This isn't just your run-of-the-mill marijuana or cocaine or whatever. This is a very specific designer drug catering to specific needs that people want. Not some clienteles, you realize, are very important and wealthy people. Some people are just like those kids on the street that were asking for some, but they want a very amazing experience. And to create that with Ash, you need the bones of previously deceased amazing people. And here you see the monarch, the head, the wife, who's the head of this drug cartel. She's the one that is she's in charge. She's the mastermind behind Ash. This is her husband, and they're just talking about what's going on. The husband is giving her basically a pep talk, and he does throughout the book. Just, hey, this is your thing. We do what you say, not what I think, not what anyone else thinks. We do what you say. Here you have a scene where one of her sons believes that they should be making more Ash than they currently are, and they should just be selling it for a lot more. He's definitely going to be a thorn in the future. He really wants to. He's really dreaming a lot faster than his mother is dreaming. Here you see the chemist, if you will, getting ready to go to work on these cadavers and create more Ash. and she actually hands the mother, the head person in charge of the company, in charge of this drug cartel, some ash, and warns her, we're running out. You gotta, your specific requirements for ash, we're almost out. You gotta be really careful how you use it. Use it sparingly. There's a scene where she's approached by other drug kingpins, if you will. I got a real Weeds vibe from this. From HBO, there was a series called Weeds. It was pretty popular. Here's a clip.
See this lollipop? I'm getting high right now. You can't even tell.
It's not illegal to have weed, but it's illegal to buy it. What's your business?
I own a bakery.
Smart cover.
You just have to make it look like you're running a bakery to legitimize your dealing.
I'm not a dealer. I'm a mother who happens to distribute illegal products through a sham bakery set up by my ethically questionable CPA. Big Bud, Grape Crush, White Russian, Blue Rhino.
You ordering enough for a Snoop Dogg pool party?
There's not enough pot in the world to get those people stoned enough.
I happen to be very good at it.
You're in way over your head here. Know your place, Lily White.
I'm not going anywhere.
Where is my money?
I'll get it, I swear. So nice to see you.
You're gonna have to sell more.
You're gonna be talking to your kids through a cage. You feel me?
I know what you do.
Yeah, it definitely had a Weeds vibe to it. This particular gentleman who was sitting down with her wanted to buy her outright at a very, very good price. She didn't want anything to do with it. She wants to grow her own empire, much like the lead in Weeds. And the husband doesn't say anything. He just lets her run the show because it's her show. That's very clear. Here we see another gentleman who is using ash, enjoying what that particular celebrity or person went through with ash, experiencing it in his own way, and it goes south. That's one of the things that the other drug cartel guy was trying to tell the mom, the lady in charge of ash, like, if your product goes south, it's going to destroy your business. It's going to destroy your reputation. Sell it to me. I can take care of it. I can make sure that doesn't happen. Your name, my name, everything will be protected. So here's this scene happening where ash, the effects of ash kind of go in a negative way. Then you cut to that evening where the wife and husband of the ash company are talking, and all of a sudden the husband starts to fade away here. Well, what the hell's going on? And she realizes her last dose of ash is running out, and she takes some, and the husband rematerializes. And for her, ash allows her to stay in communication with her deceased husband. So yes, this drug definitely affects people completely differently. Everybody gets affected differently by this. And it was a good story. It made me think, and honestly, I'm ready for the next issue. This was a good book for me to pick up because so many times before I started this YouTube show, I'd buy books and it was just a one-off. I wouldn't ever go after the next one. This one, I'm like Cosmic Ghost Rider. I'm ready for the next issue. This was really interesting. I can't wait to see what happens next. It was really good. The art was good. The writing is good. I do recommend it. If you get a chance, you should read it. I didn't tell you everything about it. There's definitely some stuff in here you can enjoy that I didn't spoil, but that was the crux of the issue. And yeah, let's go ahead and bag and board this guy. Yeah, like I said, I didn't know a whole lot to expect about this. I know a lot of people online were saying good things about this book, and that they were waiting for issue 2. So am I now. I like how they're doing the issue numbers by actually writing it out instead of putting the numerical value for the issue number. It's a very interesting concept, using the ground up bones of the deceased to create a designer drug experience that people in this book really want. They want to know what it's like to live as a rock star. They want to know what it's like to live as a prostitute. They want to know what it's like to live as, any number of movie star, any number of famous people, or like the monarch of this family that's running the Ash Empire, just to have their loved one back for a little bit longer. Now, the book certainly is implying that her husband is independently thinking and acting as if he were still around. I wonder if that's the biggest question mark for me on this issue, is like, is that really what's happening, or is it all a hallucination? Is she not real? Is it really her mind filling in what he would be saying? And if that's the case, this lady, this mother, this head monarch for the Ash Empire, has a very supportive mind, because her husband, throughout this entire book, who's been deceased, was being very supportive to her and giving her encouragement. So I'm really super curious to find out how that plays out. I will definitely be reviewing this again when the next issue comes out. And this is Ash issue number 1 from Boom Studios. Highly recommended it. I enjoyed it. Definitely worth the $3.99 price tag. Go pick it up. All right. Next, we've got a Marvel blank cover, Fantastic Four. I can see it through the tissue paper. The key word here that I just said, guys, is Marvel. Yes, DC started it with Superman putting the tissue paper around the comic book to protect the blank covers. Marvel has followed suit, and I am so stoked. This was a fantastic decision they made. I am super glad they made this decision, and hopefully it will continue, because every book I've gotten like this has been very well protected. Yeah, I'm super stoked that they're putting this tissue-like paper, this wax paper, on the blank covers to protect them. And here is Marvel issue 1, Fantastic Four, the blank cover variant. I love the logo. I love the Marvel logo and the issue number, and I love that they kept the creators' names off the cover and just left it for sketching. This is beautiful. They really did a great job here. And I wish DC would have done the same with that. What was it, last week I did Supergirl, where they had the creators' names here. I wish they'd take that off like Marvel did. But Marvel is following DC and putting that wax tissue paper on these to protect them. I think that's fantastic. And that's Fantastic Four issue 1. Couldn't tell you what volume it is, but it's recent. So yeah, beautiful book. All right, next we have The Amazing Spider-Man issue 174. This is part of the Punisher run I am trying to put together, and the Punisher is featured on the cover here, so that's great. Let's go ahead and bag and board this guy up and see how it looks. And here is The Amazing Spider-Man issue 174, helping me complete the Punisher run. I learned a lesson here, and hopefully you can too. The back of this book, they had written on it from the comic book store I bought it from. Let me put it under the other camera here. It's Amazing Spider-Man 174, November 1977. An 8.0, $20, Punisher appearance. You know, without checking online that this is a $20 book, I don't think I would have rated this an 8.0. The bottom corner here is seriously banged up, and I would call it off-white pages on the inside. So this is just a lesson if you're spending this kind of money on a book, and they're saying it's a $20 book and it's an 8.0. Ask to open it up, ask to check it, make sure everything seems legit before you buy it. I didn't. I just picked it up and went, and this is what I got. Again, I'm not trying to collect awesome high-grade copies. I'm just finding what I can get and buying it, and I plan to read all of these. So I'm glad to have it in my collection. I don't think it was a $20 book, though. It certainly, in my opinion, was not an 8.0 book. Now, here we have Venom Funeral Pyre, Part 3 of 3. If you remember a couple weeks ago, I had issue 1, so I'm just missing issue 2 in this. And this is part of the Punisher integration into my set. Punisher's featured on the cover here. Let's go ahead and bag and board this guy up and see what we got. And that is Venom Funeral Pyre, Part 3 of 3, issue number 3, co-starring the Punisher. Beautiful looking cover. It's popping in the Mylar. man, if you just have a book you want to shine and put on display, put it in the Mylar. It makes all the difference in the world. So my last book this week is X-Men 272. This one does have the Punisher in it. He's not displayed on the cover. We got Cable, Storm, I think, Archangel, and Wolverine. Pretty busy book, pretty busy cover, but it's beautifully drawn. And here is X-Men 272 Extinction Agenda Part 7. We got Cable, I believe that's Storm, we got Archangel, we got Wolverine, and the Punisher is in here to help complete my Punisher run to read. And yeah, beautiful looking book. Absolutely beautiful. That's all I got for this week, guys. Thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate it. If you've read, Bone Parish, please let me know what you thought of it, because I'm really digging it, and I'd love to talk to other people and see what they think's going to happen in the next issue, because I'm super stoked for it. Hopefully it comes out sooner rather than later. And if you have any questions about the bags, boards, microchamber paper, gloves I use, tape I use, go ahead and leave comments down below. I'll go ahead and leave links to all of that stuff so you can get it yourself if you want. And take care, and I'll catch you in the next one. Later.